Hello, today is February 17th, 2025. I'm meeting today with Mr. Jack Dieball in Loveland, Colorado. My name is Brad Hoops. I'm the interviewer for the Northern Colorado Veterans History Project. Welcome, Jack, and thanks for sitting down today to tell your story. If we could start out a little, if you tell us a little bit about yourself, date of birth, where you were born, a little bit about your family.
June 26th, 1947. I was born in Detroit, Michigan. My mother was divorced from my father. It wasn't a good divorce.
No? Oh, boy.
It was an ugly one. I never ever met my father. So he was a policeman, narcotics. That's how it got ugly.
Do you have any siblings?
Sister. She's 7 years older than I am. So we really didn't bond much.
And you then grew up, went through the school system there in Detroit, or?
Yeah, I graduated from high school when I was 15.
Really, huh?
Yeah, turned 16 next week. I got my driver's license, and that's when my work career began. How I got my nickname Jack, I was working for an auto parts store, and they said, "You can't answer the phone, Herman, our customers will laugh. So you're Jack now."
Oh, wow. So you got out of high school and went right to work? Yeah.
Went to college too.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, it was full-time college, full-time work. That was kind of hard.
Yeah. And then, so we're now, 47, 60, 62, 63, and then school. And then, how'd you get in the military? Did you get drafted or enlist? Or tell us that next step, how you got into.
Well, I was a lucky winner of the lottery, and I had a number like 20, so I was going to be drafted. So I decided I'll go to the Air Force, take the longer route.
Were you out of college by then? I mean, wouldn't you have had an educational deferral, or?
Yeah, I finished college. And I was working on my master's, and they wouldn't defer that.
Oh.
So.
How much longer after you enlisted before you shipped off to basic then?
6 months. I was in the reserves for 6 months. And we're talking 1969, 70, when I went in the Air Force. Basic training at Lackland Air Force Base. And I was going to be an education specialist. And funny thing about this, I went down there and the guy said, "You know what an education specialist is? They give you 1 week training in 45, and they ship you to Vietnam to teach English. And Viet Cong want to kill the English instructors." So I said, "Boy, doesn't sound good to me." So I got it changed to accounting and finance. So then I had another friend. He said, "Hey, I'm going to be an education specialist." I told him, so he got out of it into finance too.
What was your undergraduate degree in, and where were you working on your master's on?
Business.
Oh, okay.
And I thought maybe I'll work on my master's on education, but that didn't defer me.
So you did your basic and down in Auckland, and then
Lackland.
And then stayed there for further training, or where'd you go then?
Shepherd Air Force Base.
Okay, all right.
Went there. Originally tried to get into. I wanted to be a pilot.
Oh.
In the Air Force, but they discovered I'm colorblind, and it's one color. It's the green they use on maps. I was testing. I said, "Hey, these pages are blank."
And you didn't realize up until that point that you were colorblind?
No,
I'll be darned.
I'm not really all colorblind.
Yeah, right. Yeah, just
Just
in
the
that
gray.
shade. Huh.
The shade they use for maps.
Yeah, of course.
So
So then where'd you go from there then?
from Shippard, I went to Denver. I was here at the command center, Major Command Center, and I was doing the work of a GS-16. I was a financial analyst, and I was learning about the new product the Air Force was coming up with. It's called JUMPS, JUMPS, Joint Uniform Military Pay System. And when they were getting ready to deploy it, I got orders to the Philippines, Clark Air Base, which no longer exists
Yeah, right.
because of the hurricane, or not hurricane, but
A volcano.
volcano.
Yeah.
So I spent a year at Clark.
How was that? Here's a Detroit boy halfway around the world in the Philippines. What was that like? That experience like?
I brought my wife over with me.
Oh, well,
My
we got a whole story there. Between this time you got married then.
Yeah, I got married while I was in Denver, and I brought my wife over. It was kind of expensive, but it worked.
And what was the Philippines like for you guys? Did you able to get out and explore a little bit? Or
Yes,
Yeah.
quite a bit.
Yeah.
Every weekend we'd try and go somewhere.
Oh, very good.
Nice country to see.
Yeah.
A lot of nice places. Baguio was like Denver. Cool and
Really?
yeah, it was up in the mountains.
Huh. I never thought that. Yeah.
And Poxonon Falls was like, well, not quite as big as Niagara Falls, but it was a good size falls.
And so you were there for a year?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and as it worked out, I did the incoming briefings for all, because I did the pay records and tell them about jobs, I had to do that. So that was half of my day. When I first went in the Air Force, got married, I got mononucleosis.
Oh, geez.
So I was pretty laid up for quite a while. But I knew everybody on Clark Air Base.
Oh, is that right?
They
Yeah.
all came through there.
Yeah, right.
And I got an early out for going back for my master's. They were offering that.
So this an enlistment would have been a 3-year or 2 or how long?
3.
3 year. Okay.
3.5.
Okay. But you got that early out for your masters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I went back and started that. I had an awful time getting a job here in Denver. Finally, I went to work for a company called PI, Petroleum Information.
So
Yeah.
you got your master's back here in Colorado then, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got it from Regis.
Okay.
I switched schools because it's too hard to go way south to University of Denver.
Were you able to use the GI Bill for your schooling?
No,
No?
no.
Hmm.
But PI helped. I was in the statistics department, and they used to do everything by punch cards back then. And I got it switched over to computerized. I took classes and got it all switched over. Made it very profitable. So I worked for them about 4 years. Then I was so good at computers, I went to work for Mohawk Data Sciences.
Went to work for who?
Mohawk Data Sciences. And then through them I got to work for Arco Coal. I spent 19 years at Arco Coal. So I got a minor pension from that.
So primarily you worked in the petroleum industry then?
Yeah, and computers really.
Yeah.
I was pretty good at it.
You were so pretty early on in the computer world then, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I came from punch data cards
Yeah.
all the way up. And actually I switched Arco Coal from mainframe to microcomputers. And that was a big job. Mainframes were pretty hefty then. Then I went to work for Arco Coal and forcibly retired. And then I went to IBM.
Oh, okay.
And they were bringing on a new storage, actually iCloud type stuff. That's what it's called now. And I was an administrator for them for 10 years.
Over down in Boulder?
Older.
Uh-huh.
And then I retired.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. How was that jump in both directions, going from civilian life into military life and then military life back to civilian life? Was that much of an adjustment for you at all?
No, not really military life.
Yeah.
It was kind of easy.
Was it? Yeah. Yeah.
Because I took up accounting and finance. Nobody got paid if.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And there was never any worries about being assigned to Vietnam.
I was very close by.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
South China Sea.
Right. Right.
We were there.
Probably a lot of people transitioned from the States, Vietnam, and back and forth through
Clark.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had MASH units, military airlift.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were bringing people out of Vietnam to there. I was there when the prisoners of war came.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Wow. What do you remember from that period? Did you have to process any of those people?
I was going to. I was riding in a armored car because the military air base really wasn't safe. They had rebels there. And then my boss took over and he did the processing. So didn't have much contact with him.
Yeah. Hmm. So when you came back to the States from Clark, how much longer then were you in the service before you got discharged then, or were you discharged right away when you
Right away.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Immediately.
being in uniform, or maybe you were out of uniform by then, did you have any problems with protesters or anything like that?
No, I didn't. I was in full uniform.
That's- So, career-wise, how many years altogether were you in computers then, do you figure?
35 probably.
Wow. Man, you've seen a lot in your lifetime
Yeah.
from those punch cards to what AI and what we're doing.
Now our phones are.
Yeah.
I still work on phones and that.
Oh, do you? Yeah. Able to keep up with the technology and
Yeah.
yeah.
That's my hobby.
Oh, is it? Yeah. Huh. Well, talk a little bit about family. Any kids, grandkids, anything?
One son.
One son?
He comes and visits me a lot. And first wife died
Oh.
after 39 years. Cancer.
And what was her name?
Mary.
Mary. Oh,
Second wife was Karen, and she just died 2 years ago. Heart attack.
I can't imagine. Oh.
I wouldn't be here today if she had lived. I know. I'd be at home.
Yeah. And how are you doing health-wise? And
Progressing along. I was in hospice for 2 years. I had 2 subdural hematomas in the brain. So, even one can kill you. So I'm just chugging along.
well, I know we've only got the very, very tip of your story here. It's been
Yeah.
a pretty quick interview. Is there anything I didn't ask you that you wanted to talk about, or any other stories that have kind of floated to the top while we've been sitting here talking that you wanted to, any subjects, any stories, anything that I know, like I said, we've only got the very tip of this story, but anything you wanted to talk about?
The Philippines was pretty nice. We made some good friends there. And they actually came to the United States to visit us.
Oh, really?
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what happened to them with the volcano. I haven't had any further contact
Oh, wow.
with them.
Wow.
It had to be ugly.
Yeah. Boy, no kidding. Was that pretty close to the base proximity? And yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever keep in touch with anybody you served with through the years at all, or?
One friend,
Yeah.
the guy I saved
Ah.
from education special.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Oh boy.
That would have been ugly. 1 week of 45 training, and you're in class.
Jeez.
They had a hard time keeping instructors.
No doubt.
Prime Viet Cong target.
Well, the last question I always like to ask with these interviews is, you look at your time in the Air Force. Did that play a role in your life, affect your life, change your life at all, or do you just look at it as just a chapter in your life? How would you answer that, do you think?
Well, it got me started on computers,
Yeah.
really. That was focused pretty early on in the computer game.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I gotta say, I think I would have meandered there for civilian life, but it did get me started.
Yeah. Well, Jack, I want to thank you for sitting here and visiting with me and telling me your story. More importantly, though, I want to thank you for your service to our country.